Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Talk Time.
Hi, thank you for coming.
Hi, everyone. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Noah.
We make videos to help you practice real, everyday English, step by step, with natural conversation you can listen to and use. We share simple conversations, clear examples, and practice you can follow along with.
This channel is for learners who want clear, simple English for daily life. We post new videos regularly so you can practice a little every day.
If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Today, we're going to talk about how to talk about your parents in English in a natural and everyday way, like you would with friends, classmates, or coworkers.
That's something we all do, but it can feel a little hard sometimes.
First, we'll listen to a friendly conversation about parents. Then we'll share some simple stories, and later we'll practice useful phrases and repeat them together.
So we'll talk about real life, not perfect English.
Exactly. Just simple, clear, everyday English you can use in real conversations. Are you ready to get started? How are you today, Alex?
I'm doing okay, thanks. A little tired, but not bad.
Oh, I get that. Tired but okay is very real.
Yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night.
Ah, that explains it. That can make the whole day feel slower.
Exactly. But I had a coffee this morning, so that helped.
That's good. Coffee can really save the day sometimes.
It really can. How about you? How are you today?
I'm pretty good today. I had a quiet morning, so I feel calm.
That sounds nice. Quiet mornings are good.
They really are. I like starting the day slowly when I can.
Same here. When mornings are busy, I feel rushed all day.
Yeah, that feeling can stay with you. Did you do anything interesting this week?
Not very interesting, to be honest. I worked, came home, and watched a lot of videos.
That sounds like a normal week.
Yeah, nothing special, but it was okay.
Sometimes, normal weeks are the best.
I agree. What about you?
I met a friend for coffee yesterday. We talked for a long time and just relaxed.
Oh, that's nice. I like days like that.
Me too. The weather was good, so it felt even better.
Yeah, the weather has been nice lately. Not too hot, not too cold.
Exactly. It makes daily life easier.
Definitely. When the weather is bad, I just want to stay inside.
Same here. Do you have any plans later today?
Just a small one. I'm going to cook dinner and maybe read a bit.
That sounds calm.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep things simple these days.
I like that idea. Simple plans can feel really good.
They really can.
Okay, shall we start talking about today's topic and move into our main conversation? All right, let's really start and talk about our topic today. How to talk about your parents in English, in simple, everyday conversations, in real life.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
So, let's start simple. When someone asks about your parents, what do you usually say first?
I usually say something very short like, my parents are nice.
That's a good start. My parents are nice is clear and natural.
But it feels a little too simple sometimes.
I understand. You can keep it simple and just add one small detail. For example, my parents are nice and very supportive.
Oh, okay. So just one more idea.
Exactly. Not too much. What are your parents like?
My parents are kind, but also a little strict.
Kind, but a little strict. That sounds very real.
Yeah, especially when I was younger.
That makes sense. You can also talk about personality. For example, my mom is very patient, or my dad is quiet.
I like that. My mom is very patient, actually.
That's a nice way to say it. You could also say, she's calm and patient.
Calm and patient. Yeah, that sounds better.
Good. And what about your dad?
My dad is more serious. He doesn't talk a lot.
Okay. You can say, my dad is more serious. He doesn't talk much.
Oh, doesn't talk much. Sounds more natural.
Exactly. Small changes like that help.
Can I talk about what they do every day?
Yes, that's very common. For example, my parents work during the day, or they usually wake up early.
My parents wake up early every day.
Nice. You could say, they usually wake up early and have breakfast together.
Oh, that paints a picture.
Yes, just a small picture, nothing big.
My mom cooks in the morning and my dad reads the news.
That's perfect. Very clear and every day.
It feels easy when we break it down like this.
Exactly. Simple sentences are enough.
So I don't need long stories.
Not at all. You can start with short descriptions and add more only if you want. Now let's talk a little about growing up. When you talk about your parents, people often talk about childhood too.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Someone asks one thing, and then we start remembering things.
Exactly. So, when you think about your childhood, what comes to mind first?
I think about our house. It wasn't big, but it felt warm.
That's a nice way to say it. It wasn't big, but it felt warm.
Yeah, my parents made it feel comfortable.
You can say, my parents made our home feel comfortable.
Oh, that sounds better.
Good. Did your parents have any rules at home when you were a kid?
Yes, they did. We had to be home before dinner.
Okay. You can say, when I was a kid, we had to be home before dinner.
Right. When I was a kid, we had to be home before dinner.
Perfect. That sounds very natural.
My dad was quite strict about that.
You could say, my dad was pretty strict about rules.
Pretty strict. Yeah, that feels right.
Did your parents often say the same things to you?
Oh yes. My mom always said, finish your homework first.
That's a classic one. You can say, my mom always said to finish my homework first.
She said it almost every day.
That happens in many families.
And my dad always said, be careful.
Short, but very clear. My dad always said, be careful.
Yeah, even when I was just going outside.
That shows how parents worry.
True. At the time, I didn't like it.
And how do you feel about it now?
Now I understand it more.
You can say, now I understand why they said that.
Now I understand why they said that.
Nice. That shows how things change over time.
Yeah, when you grow up, you see things differently.
Exactly. Talking about childhood is often about seeing things with new eyes. Parents often give advice, even when we are adults. Do your parents still give you advice now?
Yes, they do. Not every day, but quite often.
That's very common. What kind of advice do they usually give?
My mom often tells me to eat better and sleep more.
That sounds familiar. You could say, my mom often tells me to take care of my health.
Oh, that sounds nicer than saying everything.
Yes, it keeps it simple. And what about your dad?
My dad usually talks about work.
Okay. You can say, my dad usually gives me advice about work.
Right. He tells me not to work too late.
That's good advice. You could say, he tells me not to work too late and to rest.
Yeah, he worries about that.
Parents often do. Do they still have any rules for you?
Not really rules, but they still ask questions.
That's a nice way to put it. They still ask questions.
Like, did you eat, or did you get home safely?
Exactly. You can say, they often check on me.
Check on me. I like that phrase.
It's very natural.
Sometimes it feels a little too much.
I understand. You could say, sometimes it feels like a lot, but I know they care.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you ever follow their advice?
NASA. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
That's honest. You can say, I don't always follow their advice, but I listen.
Oh, that sounds polite.
Yes, it shows respect.
When I was younger, I didn't listen much.
You can say, when I was younger, I didn't listen very well.
Aya didn't listen very well. That's better.
And now?
Now I listen more.
You could say, now I try to listen more.
Now I try to listen more.
That shows how your relationship has changed.
Yeah, it feels more equal now.
Exactly. Advice changes as we grow. Let's talk about how things are now. How do you usually stay in touch with your parents?
Mostly by phone. We talk a few times a week.
A few times a week. That sounds comfortable.
Yeah, not every day, but often enough.
You could say, I talk to my parents a few times a week.
Right, I usually call them in the evening.
That's very natural. I usually call them in the evening.
Sometimes my mom calls first.
Okay. You can say, sometimes my mom calls me first.
She just wants to check how I'm doing.
You could say, she likes to check on me.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
What do you usually talk about?
Small things, work, food, and daily life.
That's very common. You can say, we usually talk about small, everyday things.
Sometimes they ask if I'm busy or tired.
Parents often notice that.
Yeah, if I sound tired, my mom asks if I'm okay.
You could say, my mom can hear it in my voice.
Oh, that's a good way to say it.
It shows closeness.
They also help me when I have a problem.
That's important. You can say, my parents are very supportive.
Yes, even now.
Can you give a small example?
Last month, I was stressed about work.
Okay. What happened?
I talked to my dad, and he listened.
You could say, he listened and gave me some advice.
He didn't tell me what to do, he just listened.
That's nice. You can say, sometimes they just listen, and that helps.
Yeah, it really does.
Support doesn't always mean big help.
Right, sometimes a short call is enough.
Exactly. That's how many people talk about their parents now.
It feels different from when I was a kid.
Yes, the relationship changes, but the connection stays. You mentioned earlier that things feel different now. Let's talk about that a little more. How has your relationship with your parents changed over time?
I think it's more relaxed now.
More relaxed. That's a good word.
Yeah, we don't argue much anymore.
You can say, we don't argue as much now.
Right. When I was younger, we argued more.
That happens in many families.
Back then, I wanted more freedom.
You could say, I wanted more freedom when I was younger.
Exactly. And my parents worried a lot.
That's very common. My parents worried a lot. Sounds natural.
At that time, I didn't really understand them.
You can say, at that time, I didn't understand them very well.
Yeah, that's true.
And how about now?
Now I understand them more.
You could say, now I understand them better.
Now I understand them better.
Nice. Do you talk to them in a different way now?
Yes, I talk more openly.
More openly. That's a good way to say it.
I tell them about my work and my plans.
You can say, I share more about my life now.
Yeah, I share more about my life now.
And, how do they react?
They listen more than before.
That's interesting. You could say, they listen more now and give less advice.
Yes, exactly.
That shows trust.
It does. I feel like they see me as an adult now.
You can say, they see me as an adult.
That feels good to say.
It does. Many people feel closer to their parents later in life.
Yeah, even if we don't talk every day.
You could say, even if we don't talk every day, we still feel close.
Even if we don't talk every day, we still feel close.
That's a very natural way to talk about parents.
It feels honest and real.
Exactly. That's what everyday English sounds like. One more situation is very common. Talking about your parents with other people, like friends or coworkers.
Yeah, that happens a lot in small conversations.
Exactly. Someone might ask, do you live with your parents?
Right. And sometimes I don't know how much to say.
That's normal. You can keep it simple. For example, no, I don't, but we talk often.
Oh, that sounds easy.
Yes. Or you can say, I live alone now, but my parents live nearby.
Nearby. That's a useful word.
It is. What if someone asks, what are your parents like?
I might say, they're kind and a little old-fashioned.
That's a very natural answer. You could also say, they're kind, but they worry a lot.
Now? Yeah, that fits my parents.
Sometimes, people share a small story too.
Like something funny?
Yes, something small. For example, my mom still reminds me to bring a jacket.
Oh, I like that. It feels very real.
Exactly. You don't need a long story.
Sometimes people say, you sound close to your parents.
And, how would you answer that?
Maybe, yes, we have a good relationship.
That's perfect. Or, yes, we're close, but we give each other space.
I like that second one.
It shows balance.
What if the relationship is not perfect?
You can still be honest and simple. For example, we're not the same, but we respect each other.
Oh, that's a good sentence.
Thank you. It's very common English.
So I don't need to explain everything.
Not at all. Short, honest sentences are enough.
That makes talking about parents feel easier.
Exactly. Everyday English is about sharing a little, not everything.
I feel more confident about this now.
That's great. And that's a good place to finish our main conversation. Now, let's look at some practical examples, so you can hear how people talk about their parents in everyday situations.
Okay, that sounds helpful.
Imagine you meet a new friend, and they ask you about your family. What might they say?
Maybe they say, do you live with your parents?
Yes, that's very common. And how could you answer?
I could say, no, I don't, but I talk to them often.
That's a great answer. It's short and clear.
Else. Or I could say, I live alone now, but my parents live nearby.
Exactly. That sounds very natural. Now, let's imagine a work or school situation. Someone is making small talk.
Like during a break?
Yes. They might ask, what did you do last weekend?
And I could say, I visited my parents.
Perfect. You could also add a small detail, like, we had lunch together.
Oh, that makes it more real.
Yes, just one small detail is enough. What if a coworker says, you sound close to your parents?
I might say, yes, we have a good relationship.
That's a very common answer.
Or maybe, yes, we're close, but we don't talk every day.
That also sounds honest and natural. Now, let's look at one more example. Sharing a small memory.
Like a childhood memory.
Yes. Someone might say, what were your parents like when you were a kid?
I could say, they were strict, but very caring.
That's a nice balance.
And maybe I add, my mom always checked my homework.
That's a great small detail. It helps the listener picture it.
But I don't need to tell a long story.
Exactly. 1 or 2 sentences is enough.
These examples feel very real.
That's the goal. Simple situations, simple English.
It feels easier when I see how it fits into daily life.
Good. These are the kinds of conversations people have every day. Now let's stop for a moment and look at some useful phrases we already use to describe parents.
Okay, so these are phrases we heard in the conversation.
Exactly. You don't need to memorize them. Just listen and notice how they sound. The first phrase is, my parents are kind and supportive.
Kind and supportive.
You can use this when you want to give a general feeling. For example, my parents are kind and supportive.
That feels easy to say.
The next phrase is, my mom is very patient.
My mom is very patient.
You can change it. My dad is very patient, or my mom is very calm.
Just one adjective is enough.
Ooh, exactly. Another phrase we used is, my dad doesn't talk much.
Doesn't talk much.
This is very natural spoken English. For example, my dad doesn't talk much, but he listens.
Oh, I like that.
We also used, they usually wake up early.
They usually wake up early.
You can use usually to talk about habits. They usually wake up early, or they usually have dinner together.
That sounds very normal.
One more phrase is, my parents are very supportive.
Supportive.
Yes. You can use this when parents help you or listen to you.
It's a good word to know.
So, these phrases help you describe your parents in a simple, clear way.
And they don't sound too long or difficult.
Exactly. Simple English works best. Now, let's look at some useful phrases for talking about rules and advice from parents.
Okay, this is something people talk about a lot.
The first phrase is, when I was a kid, we had to.
When I was a kid, we had to.
For example, when I was a kid, we had to be home before dinner.
That sounds very common.
The next phrase is, my mom always said. My mom always said.
My mom always said.
For example, my mom always said to finish my homework first.
Das, parents really do say the same things.
Another useful one is, my dad was pretty strict.
Pretty strict.
Pretty makes it softer. My dad was pretty strict about rules.
Says, that feels more natural than very strict.
We also used, they still check on me.
Check on me.
For example, my parents still check on me, or my mom checks on me when I'm tired.
That's a nice way to say it.
And one more phrase is, now I try to listen more.
Now I try to listen more.
This shows change over time.
Yeah, it sounds honest.
These phrases help you talk about the past, and now, without long explanations.
Just short, clear sentences.
Good. Exactly.
Now it's time to practice together.
Yes, repeat after us. Listen first, then repeat.
Ready?
My parents are kind and supportive.
My parents are kind and supportive.
Good. Let's try another one.
My mom is very patient.
My mom is very patient.
Now a longer one. My mom is very patient and calm.
My mom is very patient and calm.
Nice. Now let's practice a past sentence. When I was a kid, we had rules.
When I was a kid, we had rules.
Slagar. Geo. When I was a kid, we had to be home before dinner.
When I was a kid, we had to be home before dinner.
Good. That's great. Let's give one piece of advice. My mom always said to be careful.
My mom always said to be careful.
L. My mom always said to be careful and do my homework first.
My mom always said to be careful and do my homework first.
B. Good job. Now something about now. I talk to my parents often.
I talk to my parents often.
OP. I talk to my parents often, and they check on me.
I talk to my parents often, and they check on me.
Ooh. Nice. Now let's try a short mini dialogue. Just listen first. Do you live with your parents?
No, I don't, though we talk often.
Okay, now repeat after us. Do you live with your parents?
Do you live with your parents?
Well, day. No, I don't, but we talk often.
No, I don't, but we talk often.
Bin, bye. Let's try one more. What are your parents like?
What are your parents like?
Goody is. They're kind, but a little strict.
They're kind, but a little strict.
Very good.
If it feels hard, that's okay.
Yes, just listen and try again.
Practice makes it easier.
Exactly. Short practice like this really helps. So today, we talked about how to talk about your parents in simple, everyday English.
We shared short conversations, small stories, and real examples from daily life.
Now you can describe your parents, talk about childhood memories, share rules and advice, and explain how your relationship is today, using clear and natural English.
Yes, you don't need long stories. Just a few simple sentences are enough.
Now, here's our question of the day.
What is one sentence you can say about your parents?
For example, you could write, my parents are kind, and we talk often.
Or, my mom is very patient, and my dad is quiet.
Write one short sentence in the comments.
We read your comments, and we really enjoy seeing your answers.
If you found this lesson helpful, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel.
Thank you for practicing English with us today.
Keep practicing a little every day.
See you next time.
Bye for now.